AC90 Checklist. Virtual co-pilot for Second Life Aviation. Before boarding plane checklist. Check that the runway is long enough for our type of aircraft. Check for obstacles or objects in physical mode on the runway. If we are going to carry passengers, check that they have limited their weight in scripts. Plan the route to be made and checking the regions to be crossed. When complete your flight plan, send it to ATS dependencies for approbation via fax. Weather, see Second Life grid status and weather report via grid talkie. Map radar and NOTAM, see Share Good Aviation. Before boarding plane check complete. Pre-start checklist. Make the walk around the plane. If available, put power on, battery on, start GPU, cabin light on, panel light on, cockpit light on, beacon light on, strobe light on, timer on, standby, FMC on, flight instruments on, transponder on, standby, logbook on, standby, fuel on. Unlink jet bridge or finger, if it is linked to door. All doors closed. Parking brake on. Throttle idle. Gear lever down. Flaps up. Left and right gen switches off. Hear the departure airport ATIS and copy the code, Alpha, Bravo. Send to ground ATC the flight plan for approval via voice and chat. Contact to ground ATC and copy the info provided via voice and chat. FMC, set the flight plan on FMC box. Then click button Flight Plan. Transponder, set call sign, squawk, and flight plan. Logbook, set flight number and aircraft type. Autopilot, confirm route and click for Activate in the computer. Click button Passengers, only if the airport has advise panels. Pre-start check complete. Startup checklist. Thrust lever idle. Engine area clear. Ang1 start switch hold on. Ang2 start switch hold on, and others if has. Brake on. Send to ground ATC request startup via voice and chat. Start engine 1. Stop GPU. Start engine 2, and others if has. Navigation and taxi lights on. Startup check complete. Before taxi checklist. FMC, confirm set waypoints, QNH, distance, and ILS. Flight instruments, confirm that all is OK. Airport diagram, see the taxiways to holding point. Send to ground ATC request taxi via voice and chat. Before taxi check complete. Taxi checklist. Parking brake off. Start engine to 5%, 5 to 10 knots. Taxi to assigned holding point. Flight instruments and brakes, check during taxi. Stop at holding point. Parking brakes on. Taxi check complete. Before takeoff checklist. Send to ground ATC standing at holding point via voice and chat. Send to tower ATC request takeoff via voice and chat. Brakes off. Line up runway and center the plane. Brakes on. Throttle idle. Flaps down. Takeoff data, V1 to 30 kT, VR, rotate, to 35 kT, V2 to 38 kT. Landing lights on. Transponder on and set Alt. Timer on. Click on button takeoff, only if the airport has advise panels. Thrust to 50%, 38 kT. Before takeoff check complete. Takeoff checklist. Brakes off. At positive climb rate, autopilot on, pick to 25° nose up. Landing gear up, flaps up, landing lights off. Send to tower ATC airborne via voice and chat. Takeoff check complete. Climb out and cruise checklist. Send to tower ATC airborne via voice and chat. Speed to 38 kT and maintain until you reach the first waypoint. Flight level recommended to 1000 feet or 300 meters, FL010. Contact departure via voice and chat. When reaching first waypoint, throttle to 40%, 30 kT. Cruise altitude to FL010, or more if the arrival airport is too high. Note, the flight level will always be 1000 feet above the QNH of the arrival airport. Climb out and cruise check complete. Descend checklist. Hear ATIS of arrival airport and copy the QNH info. Descend or ascend to airport glide slope. Contact approach via voice and chat. Descend check complete. Approach checklist. When reach the approach point, start the next protocol. Send to approach request final vector via voice and chat. Landing lights on. Throttle to 15%, 20 kT. Maintain descent to 550 fpm. Check brakes off. Flaps down. Landing gear down. Nose, 0 degree to 2 degree up. QNH, check 300 feet up to TDZ point. ILS, align to middle runway point. Approach check complete. Landing checklist. Send to tower ATC request landing via voice and chat. QNH, check during descent minimum 150 feet, 45 m, without obstacles. After touchdown apply reverse thrust, use brakes if necessary. Cancel reverse thrust when reach 15 kT, then throttle to 5%. Landing check complete. Taxi to terminal or parking checklist. Landing lights off. Vacated fast the runway for the next exit available and wait at holding point. Send to ground ATC request stand via voice and chat. Airport diagram, see the taxiways to stand assigned. Taxi to Ac90 stand and park the plane, speed, 5 to 10 kT. Click on button region say, FMC, and write arrival, only if the airport has advise panels. Transponder, set standby. Logbook, set remarks and turn off. Timer, write the flight time and turn off. Taxi to terminal or parking check complete. Shutdown checklist. Brake on. Throttle idle. Click button region say and write on terminal. Only if the airport has advise panels. Taxi lights off, navigation lights off, strobe lights off. FMC panel off, flight instruments off, transponder off. Engine start switches off. Gen switches off. Send to ground ATC shutdown info via voice and chat. Door open, if necessary use jet bridge. Disembark passengers, if we have. Beacon light off, panel light off, cockpit light off, cabin light off. Batmaster off. Power off. Copy and paste on note card the chat info how FDR, flight data register. Disembark pilots. Shutdown check complete.